Hi, this video is the story of the birth of Pandavas and Kauravas. In the last video, we covered the story of Kunti and Pandu's second wife, Madri, and we also covered some of the insights from Kunti. After a time in forest, Pandu felt very worried over the lack of progeny. He consulted Kunti how this problem could be solved. Kunti then used that moment and told Pandu about the divine power of procreation that she had received as a girl from the great Rishi Durvasa. That mantra or formula could be utilized now. If Pandu permitted, she could invite any god to bless her with progeny. Pandu felt as if new life was infused into him. He pleaded with Kunti to invite Lord Yama or Dharmadev, the god of righteousness, to give her a son. Thus they obtained a child whom they named Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir is someone who is firm in war and is very virtuous. Invoking the wind god next, Kunti begot Bhima, the second son. The terribly strong is the meaning of this word Bhima, and it also means someone who is courageous and very, very strong. Kunti begot Arjuna, the third son, by invoking Lord Indra. Arjuna means someone who is shining as a silver. Then Kunti taught the mantra to Madri. Madri chanted the mantra and invited the twin Ashwin Kumaras, who gave her the twins Nakula and Sahadev. Nakula is someone who is very beautiful or handsome, and Sahadev is someone who is very wise, who can know what will happen in the future, what happened in the past. At Hastinapur, Gandhari, the wife of Dhritarashtra, became pregnant, but did not give birth for 2 years. Hearing that Kunti had given birth to a child, she became infuriated and gave a violent blow on her belly. That act resulted in her delivering a lump of flesh. She did not know what to do with it. That's when Vyasa came to her rescue. He ordered 100 pitchers to be filled with butter. He divided the lump of flesh into pieces and put them each into those pitchers. In course of time, 100 sons and a daughter were born, one after the other on successive days. The eldest of them was born on the same day with Bhima, and he was named Duryodhana, which means someone who is unassailable, unbeatable. The next one to be born was Dushashan. Dushashan is someone who is a firm ruler. The omens pertaining to the birth of Duryodhana were all inauspicious. Vidura and other wise men foretold that Duryodhana would be the cause of destructions of the Kuru family and many kings. They suggested that in public interest it would be good to abandon Duryodhana to death. But the fond father and mother did not agree to that. In the forest, the five sons of Pandu received their early education from several rishis. The ascetic life of Pandu was going on smoothly, but the tide of fortune took a quick turn. Forgetting the curse fallen to Pandu, he embraced Madri with passion and fell dead immediately. Madri also cast off her body by sheer will, hoping to serve her husband in the world after this current life. Subsequently, the rishis in the body escorted Kunti and the five sons of Pandu to Hastinapur and handed them over to Bhishma after relating to him everything that happened with the late Pandu and Madri. Soon after, Vyasa appeared in secret before his mother Satyavati and made it known to her that the bright days of the Kuru royal family were over and that gloomy, hard days were in store. The queen took the hint and arranged to retreat into the forest to prepare herself for final emancipation from this mundane existence. Ambika and Ambalika also joined their mother in law in the last holy act. There are a lot of insights from this story. Dhritarashtra was not just blind because he didn't have eyes, but he was also blind in his mind. He put a lot of pressure on Gandhari during her pregnancy, and his expectations caused him to be angry at her, and he even threatened to punish Gandhari in a bad way. And all during the time when poor Gandhari is pregnant with a child for 2 years. There could be many reasons why expectations fail. In this case, Dhritarashtra had Gandhari. Dhritarashtra expected that Gandhari would deliver a child in due period of time. It's not always the other person's fault when expectations fail. There are various other reasons. The expectation could be unrealistic. There is always an element of chance in everything that we do. If we did not consider the probability of certain thing happening, then it's a miss. And there is always fate or the law of karma, which one has to go through independent of the effort that we do. All of these things could have a direct impact on the expectations and the results of those actions. But if one does karma yoga as indicated in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 47, it goes like Karmanyeva adhikara aste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhu ma te sangos karmani. It means if one does his or her effort and one is never attached to the results of his or her actions, then the person attains the supreme bliss. Let not the results of action be your motive, nor let your attachment be to inaction. The action done this way could be rewarding in itself, and the journey would become enjoyable instead of the final destination, which may or may not come. The expectation may or may not get fulfilled. When one acts in this way of karma yoga, then we are attracting all good results naturally. There's also one other insight from Kunti's action. Kunti restricts access of Madri to the gods for fear that she will end up bearing more children and so would yield greater influence than her. She only chants mantra once and does not allow for chanting mantra again. In this little episode, Vyasa makes us aware that desire of power is not restricted to men alone. In this entire epic, the children of Madri are overshadowed by the children of Kunti. This is overlooked in modern retellings of the Mahabharata, which prefer portraying Kunti as kind, selfless, helpless widow, which in fact she is a woman very conscious of palace politics, never sharing her premarital secret with anyone, quoting laws that enable her husband to father children, and later doing everything she can to keep her sons and the sons of Madri united, even when Madri's brother sides with the Kauravas. Think, what happens when Pandavas and Kauravas meet at Hastinapur? To find out, stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.